Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon and my members on YouTube. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. My name is Kurt, and today is the 15th day of November 2023. This video is my Good Life meditation, an exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:47 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. You can get a copy of that book from the link in the description. I do recommend the hardbound edition. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with the various challenges and opportunities that I met. I also plan for the coming day, and then finally I prepare myself to die. But before I do any of that, I like to read a poem. So again, with Keats, this may be the last time we read this particular poem, Ode to Indolence, although maybe again tomorrow. Let's see if we can get it. Today, yesterday was the first day I read it, right? So yeah. So today we're going to, so at least maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe again tomorrow. Let's go over the vocabulary that I didn't know yesterday. So there were a few words here, a few new words for me. One was Phidian. Phidian refers to Phidias, a famous Greek sculptor who had his pieces in the Parthenon. Another word here is masque, which I thought I knew, and I do. It's a masque, refers to a festive courtly entertainment of some sort. And I knew I had heard that word before, and I remembered it from Edgar Allan Poe's story, The Masque of the Red Death. Another word here is forsooth, F-O-R-S-O-O-T-H, which means indeed. And then a few more words here. Throstle is a songbird. Dieted is simply the past tense of diet. In this case, I'm not so sure what it would mean. It literally means, having, restrained our food intake. But here's the sentence: for I would not be dieted with praise. Oh, restrained with praise, maybe limited. So ye three ghosts adieu. You cannot raise my head cool bedded in the flowery grass, for I would not be dieted with praise. A pet lamb in a sentimental farce. I don't quite get it. Why dieted? I wonder if it has another meaning. Because you won't be dieted with praise from the three ghosts. Let's read it. We'll see in a second. One more word. Sprite is a forest fairy creature. Here we go. Ode to Indolence, and a little quote at the top. They that toil, neither do they spin. They toil not, neither do they spin. I wonder who that's attributed to. It's in quotation marks. Here's the poem from Keats now. One morn, before me were 3 figures seen, with bowed necks and joined hands, side-faced, and one behind the other stepped serene, in placid sandals and in white robed graced. They passed like figures on a marble urn, when shifted round to see the other side. They came again, and when the urn once more is shifted round, the first seen shades return, and they were strange to me, as may be tied with vases to one deep in Philidian lore. How is it, shadows, that I knew ye not? How came ye muffled in so hush a mask? Was it a silent, deep disguised plot to steal away and leave without a task my idle days? Ripe was the drowsy hour. The blissful cloud of summer indolence benumbed my eyes. My pulse grew less and less. Pain had no sting, and pleasure's wreath no flower. Oh, why did ye not melt and leave my sense unhaunted quiet of all but nothingness? A third time passed they by, and passing turned, each one the face a moment whiles to me. then faded, and to follow them I burned and ached for wings, because I knew the three. The first was fair maid, and love her name. The second was ambition, pale of cheek and ever watchful, with fatigued eye. The last, whom I love more, the more of blame is heaped upon her. Maiden most unmeek, I knew to be my demon Posy. They faded, and forsooth I wanted wings. O folly, what is love, and where is it? And for that poor ambition it springs from a man's little heart's short fever fits. For Posy, no, she has not a joy, at least for me, so sweet as drowsy noons and evenings steeped in honeyed indolence. Oh, for an age so sheltered from annoy, that I may never know how change the moons, or hear the voice of busy common sense. Jesus. Yesterday, when I got to that poem, that section, I marked it with a yellow line there. Even more so now. A third time they came by, alas, wherefore? My sleep had been embroidered with dim dreams. My soul had been a lawn bespeckled o'er with flowers and stirred shades and baffled beams. The morn was clouded, but no shower fell, though in her lids hung the sweet tears of May. The open casement pressed a new-leaved vine, let in the budding warmth of anthrostles lay. O shadows, 'twas a time to bid farewell. Upon your skirts had fallen no tears of mine. So, ye three ghosts, adieu. You cannot raise my head, cool bedded in the flowery grass, for I would not be dieted with praise, a pet lamb in a sentimental farce. Fade softly from my eyes, and be once more in mask-like figures on the dreamy urn. Farewell. I yet have visions for the night, and for the day faint visions there is store. Vanish, ye phantoms, from my idle sprite into the clouds, and never more return. That's it. Love, ambition, Posy. Love, ambition, Posy, coming around. I experience this almost nightly at the end of the day. As I sit, my wife cooks dinner, and I sip a glass of wine, and I think, that happens to me every night. I even had that same thought. If only I could make this last. But it doesn't. It's gone already. In fact, I was thinking the other night about, last night in fact, how I could make this more of a centerpiece in my life. I don't know how to do it. I was even thinking about making a project with ChatGPT, the AI, to talk about that. Maybe artificial intelligence can help me with that challenge. I summed up in a poem, hundreds of years old. So not just a poem of today, a poem of an eternal poem for us, right? Okay, it's a good poem. Let's do the good life. Last night and yesterday, another day off. I talked to my doctor. I canceled my surgery. I'm not going to do it. I decided I'd rather live with it. I think I'm going to be okay. The doctor agreed. The risk wasn't worth it. The risk of chronic pain would be the risk. What else? Just a good day yesterday. a lot on my mind regarding the coming year of transition. By this time next year, my wife and daughter will be gone. Possibly the dogs will be gone. I'll be all alone here, finishing up my life in Japan, in America, that is. I have a lot to do between now and then. It'll all get done. No worries, Kurt. It always gets done. Let's do the good life. My 8 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunity, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance. My 35 principles then are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of offal, distraction, agency and the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, the principle of fun, and being prepared. Now, for today, today on, it's a Wednesday, I'm ready. I have a full day of meetings ahead. I know what I'm going to be taking care of. I will sally forth and carry on. I'll make it a good day. And before I close, back on that other subject. I really need to build on this poem. Keats is onto something here, and he's right. Can't have it all the time. What did he say? Let's see if I can find that piece again. It was near the end of the poem. It's this whole last bit. So ye 3 ghosts, the ghosts of love, ambition, and poetry. You cannot raise my head cool bedded in the flowery grass. Just picture him laying there. The wonder gone, swept away. For I would not be dieted with praise. Dieted with praise, I still don't get that. A pet lamb in a sentimental farce. Fade softly from my eyes and be once more in mask-like figures on the dream you earn. So just like return to your tableau. Farewell. I yet have visions for the night. Maybe I'll see you this evening. That's exactly how I feel through the day. That's exactly how I feel right now. Maybe I have visions for the night and for the day. Faint visions there is store. Vanish, ye phantoms, from my idle sprite into the clouds and never more return. Does he really mean that? No, I am reading that wrong. Never more return. He wants them. He wants love and ambition and poetry. Is he frustrated because they don't last? Because they're so ephemeral? I know that Edward Thomas had the same problem. It came and went. The muse speaks and goes silent. Anyway, maybe I'm off base. I think I'm on it though. Am I ready for death? Are my affairs in order? Yeah. Are my relationships sound? Yes. Is my life's work complete? Yeah. So I'll stop. I wish you all the best. just before I do that though, I'm full of interesting feelings. I feel like a young man again, setting out on life with the coming year ahead, all anxious and ready to go. Yet I feel my age as well, and the maturity that comes with the hard-won effort of living. It's a strange combination to mix, and I relish it. And in a sense, I know it'll be more interesting and fun in some ways than either the before or the after, the before being here or the after being the coming life in Japan. And of course, hanging over all of that is the specter that none of it may happen. If, I could be struck dead, illness could come, lots of things could happen. But if I can just simplify things to a very simple thing, if I can get to the point that I'm living like that poet, without all these externals and extraneous things, what would that be like? Could that be a way in or out? Depends on how you see it. I know I'm rambling now, but these thoughts are rambling. I'm trying to conspire to find my way to milk. I know maybe it's selfish to do so. I want to milk the remaining decade, the good decade to come. I hope, and I can't speak well about what's going to happen after 70, but hope it's good too. But I want to milk it for all I can. Is that selfish? Maybe. Perhaps. But for me, milking things means pursuing the ambitions of virtue. So the ends of those efforts are usually good. See. Take care. Be safe but not too safe, and be ready for the coming wave. Take care. I will move forward and up. I will rarely stop, and I will never